seat of Canning in Western Australia, held in the last Parliament by Harold Bungie. Palmer, east and south of Perth. They've counted 28% of the vote, and already Mrs. Wendy Payton has a lead of 3,000 votes, and will be very difficult to catch.
Victor, you're probably having a bit of trouble being heard at the moment. The reason for the loud noise is that once again Mr. Hawke has started passing through the crowd, and it looks as though he may well be on his way now to visit us here at the ABC desk in the tally room. He's just pausing to talk with some members of the crowd who've been here so long in the tally room this evening in Canberra. We're hoping that he might be heading in our direction, but at the moment his back seems to be to us. If we can persuade him to head in this direction, then we certainly will. We do understand that he'll be happy to join us at some stage this evening. And as I mentioned earlier, we also hope to hear from the Prime Minister, Mr. Fraser. During the evening, we have our outside broadcast unit stationed at the Southern Cross Hotel in Melbourne, where Mr. Fraser is. Now, though, we can see Mr. Hawke wending his way, surrounded by various people. He's coming around now. We might, in fact, have to do a bit of seat shuffling, so if you'll excuse me, Barry Cassidy has a few words to say while I...
Here. Congratulations, Mr. Hawke, mate. I'll just get a microphone on you before we get started.
Hello.
Well, Mr. Hawke, Member of Parliament for 2 years and 4 months, Leader of the Parliamentary Labor Party for just 4 weeks. Is this a considerable ego booster, Bob Hawke, or is it a sobering experience?
Oh, it's more a sobering experience. I think the evidence has been available to those who followed me in this campaign and to the people of Australia that I think I've behaved sensibly. I hope I have. I've been conscious of the, well, enormous responsibility that's been placed upon me, and that's the sense that I have, that I know now that it's not just the responsibility that the party has placed upon me, but the people of Australia. And that's what I'm concerned about.
It appears that you'll end up with a majority somewhere between 19 and 29 seats. It does give you some room to play with, doesn't it?
Well, it's certainly a comfortable majority, and I believe, as I've been saying on other programs, Barry, that will mean that the Senate will accept the fact that we do have a clear mandate, and I don't expect any problems there. I do want to make a point that I have elsewhere, that I'm not now saying, well, look, to the opposition, we've got the numbers, now you just squirm over there. I believe that there are men and women of integrity and capacities in the opposition, and I hope that we'll be able to change some of the procedures in the Parliament so that those people have a greater opportunity for making a contribution to the processes, because, as I've said for a long time, I think one of the problems in our democracy is that the actual parliamentary processes have become somewhat demeaned. The people have some, not contempt is the word, but some scepticism about the Parliament. And I think it's in everyone's interest, both the parties, both sides of politics and of the society, that we try and make it a more meaningful institution.
Can we attempt to draw a pen portrait of what a Hawke Labor government might be like? Will it be a Whitlam-esque style of government, a government in a hurry, if you like, or will it be perhaps one emulating Mr. Rann, a more moderate sort of Labor government?
Well, it's going to be a cautious government. It's certainly not going to be one which is going to be rushing into a whole range of decisions. I think, in the first place, as I've said, I won't be breathing down the neck of Mr. Fraser and his ministers. They'll be given the opportunity to tidy up their affairs with dignity. We already have arrangements in train for a smooth transition that I've had discussions with my colleagues. So I think what the people want now is calmness. I think they want me and my colleagues to give effect to, as we will, to the processes of national reconciliation. And you don't do that by racing in with a whole range of decisions. We'll make the decisions in time that they need to be made, but we really are going to be starting the process of bringing the people of this great country together, and that's our overwhelming commitment, and we'll do everything that's necessary to give effect to that.
When will caucus meet?
Thursday.
And that's when the cabinet will decide it?
That's when the election of the ministry will take place, yes.
Right, I wonder, Mrs Hawke, if I could just ask you one question. Do you go into your task as First Lady of this country now with some trepidation?
Not trepidation, but a very great sense of responsibility.
Is it something you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the whole experience. I'm delighted that a Labor government will be governing Australia, and I feel very privileged to be a part of that.
Mr Hawke, political analyst Dr Victor Prescott, I believe he has one question for you as well.
Congratulations, Mr Hawke.
Thanks, Victor.
May I ask you one question? It's an electoral question. I presume a redistribution will be necessary before the next election because there is a difference of 63,000 to 100,000. Do you have any plans for electoral reform along the lines of optional preferential voting to reduce the very high incidence of informal voting in New South Wales and Victorian Senate election today, and also reducing the amount of deviation between seats?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Hawke.
Thanks, Barry.
Richard Moorcroft is now making his way back onto our stand.
Well, would you like to continue while I just put myself back on?
Well, perhaps, Victor, we could do a summary now of the
Well,
night.
I think we ought to finish off those Western Australian seats, which appear to have been lost by the government, because while almost anything is an anticlimax after that, there are still people whose futures are in doubt, and whose futures look very bright, I suppose. The seat of Canning in Western Australia has been held by Harold Bunge since 1974. His opponent this time was Mrs Wendy Clayton, and with 27% of the vote counted, she already has a lead of 3,000 votes, and is going to be very difficult to defeat. In the seat of Perth, the seat of Perth is held by Mr McLean. It's situated near the centre of the metropolitan area. Ross McLean, he was elected in 1975, an administrative assistant from the University of Western Australia. He's 38 years old, and with half the vote counted, he is trailing his sporting opponent, Rick Charlesworth, by 4,000 votes. It seems extraordinarily hard for Mr McLean to pick up those votes, especially since in the last election the Liberal candidate led throughout. And finally, the seat of Moore in Western Australia. The seat of Moore held by John Hyde. They've now counted 74% of the vote, and the swing to Labour is 10%, nearly 11%. In the last election, and I'm sorry for repeating myself, but the Liberals led all the time, and that's what makes this result so remarkable. And so now, with Mr Blanchard trailing by 10,000 votes, there can be no doubt that, Mr Hyde trailing by 10,000 votes, there can be no doubt that Cecil Blanchard, a public servant who stood in 1980, will be the new member for Moore. So that then is the position as we see it. 20 seats appear certain for the Labour Party, 5 are still in doubt. Northern Territory, Leichhardt, Diamond Valley, Riverina, that seems to be, and Moreton. The only National Party casualty so far seems to be definitely Calais. The other National Party possible losses, of course, would be Leichhardt and the Northern Territory. But these are notoriously difficult to predict, and we'd have to wait, I think, until next week to know what the answer is there.